How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope y'all have a good weekend. And, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try something completely new. And if it doesn't work out, well, at least I tried. So, for today, there is no more green screen. Absolutely no more green screen Opez Gaming. For today, let's try something new. How's it going, everybody? Okay, so here's the thing. I've been trying my damnedest to see if I can get this camera working as well as I can. And for the most part, a little bit of there's a bit of an issue regarding the flickering of the usable. But I've done some troubleshooting over the past few days or so. Over the past couple of weeks or so. And it's actually kind of one of the reasons why there wasn't like that many updates regarding videos aside from the Kill la Kill one. And yeah, that's more or less one of the reasons, but not the only one. Obviously, work and all that is also a bit of a priority as well. But for the most part, I tried to do troubleshooting regarding this camera. It's still not perfect. I do believe you'll see some jittering here and there regarding regarding the camera and all that, but for the most part it seems like it's not as frequent compared to before. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this actually does work a little. But with that said, the layout of the stream is not going to be too different. It's still going to be relatively the same. However, the difference is, the only difference is, this. Yeah, so camera's been cut a little bit, but for the most part, at the very clear. And yeah, as you can tell, as you can see, bit of a stutter right over there. But again, not as long, not as frequent though. Hopefully, I hope to God it's not as frequent. I'm trying here, man. I really am trying with what I can, and I can't tell you how many cables I went through, how many uninstalls and reinstalls I had to do, how many diagnostic checks I had to do just to make. All things considered, it's an improvement. Enough for me to actually go and finally use this camera. So, and what better way to start things off than playing one of my favorite games in the Metal Gear series. Although I should probably put that in. I should probably put a bit of an asterisk over there and say Metal Gear Solid 3 is one of my favorite games at the time. Because here's the thing. As I mentioned before, the only time I've ever actually played the Metal Gear games for the first time was through Metal Gear Solid 2. Was through the Metal Gear Solid HD collection that came out back in 2011 or so. And for those games, this collection right over here. Yeah, this is the only time I was ever able to play through Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. I did try out a little bit of Peace Walker, but never did actually play through it entirely. And the reason for that is, well, I mean, it's Peace Walker. Okay, I jest, but I was not that fond of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker in terms of gameplay. It never really gelled. It didn't really gel with me all that much. So it's like maybe one day I'll give it another shot, but that day isn't today or in the near future. But with that said, I do remember playing Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 at least twice for each game. Just just play through it like normally and all that. And as for this one, for this playthrough, yeah, it's just more or less going to be the same thing. Just revisit Metal Gear Solid 3 and then see where we go from there. And this will likely be in terms of streams, this might end up being the last game that I'll be playing for a while. Aside from maybe the occasional stream where either I get bored or if another Genshin stream were to happen. Although there might be like a bit of a surprise sprinkled here and there. Now, with that said, regarding Genshin, there's no more content, so there's a high chance we might actually play through this. Like a majority of the time will be spent just based on Metal Gear Solid 3, with maybe one surprise game mixed in. Maybe. But for now, let's get right to it. Alright, so let me just raise the volume really quickly. I'll be right back. Well, not too far though. Not too far. Okay, let's see. Alright, so do I play the intro or do I don't remember if there's an intro to this. It's been a while. It has been a while, so I actually do not know. No, there isn't. Okay, good. Then again, it is based on the HD edition, so. Alright. Oh, wait. They're not here. Yeah, Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 isn't on here. If I remember correctly, on the HD collection, but I guess this isn't the case. But I guess it makes sense because those versions on the Master Collection are available like separately. So I guess it kind of makes sense. A little weird. They put in the effort to take out the extra games on this one, but not add any more support beyond 1080p. Sure, I guess. HUD on view, camera mode, caption, real-time cutscenes. Oh, we do letterbox like a weirdo. Additional settings. It should be fine. Why is that so loud? Alright. So I'm playing the Metal Gear Solid series for the first time. Not even correct. I like Metal Gear Solid 1. Correct. I like Metal Gear Solid 2. Also correct. I like Metal Gear Solid 3. Definitely correct. But with that said, if I remember correctly, with the game, right? If I remember correctly. Well, there's no manual, unfortunately. So we're going to have to go for the next best thing. Just to figure out exactly what to do. Give me one moment. Okay, so let's see. Live controls. Game. But well, you know, there's nothing here. There's absolutely nothing here at all. Let's see. Yeah, the only thing that talks about the controls is just based on the Metal Gear Solid 3 control scheme, but that's it. There's no verse in this particular manual. By the way, I didn't know about this one. Either I did not know about this one, or I completely forgot about the uh, avatar outfits in Xbox Live. Keep that in mind. Yeah, this game is made specifically for the Xbox 360 controller and is vibration compatible. So yeah, so unfortunately there's no control scheme available that's on the manual for Metal Gear Solid 3. So well, considering that we just played a Metal Gear Solid 2, hold on, let me surely there's bound to be something online though, right? Surely there's bound to be something online. Let me see here. Basic. New game options. Okay, so there we go. I was wondering exactly what this mode to select does. Okay, well, I guess in this case we'll need to. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just start with 2. If I remember correctly, I did play the game starting off with I like Metal Gear Solid 2. And that's only because I was more familiar with the controls in that game compared to, 3. So that plus, well, I mean, this one, normal. Yeah, normal. We'll go and do that.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into 2, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Indeed it did. Best game for the time, in my opinion.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet.
Approaching Soviet airspace.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to interior connector. Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Hey, don't call him that.
release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Fine. It's a good-looking cigar.
Fleet.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Sunrise.
Temperature minus 46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
All right. Ending.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off.
Hey, I used to
Move
be a
the
hell
rear.
jumper.
Activate bailout model.
This
This
is
is
one
nothing.
for the history books. The world's first Halo jump.
Ah, Halo! He said the thing!
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by.
He said the thing!
Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop-off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings
And fly. God be with you.
Go get him! And he's flipping! He's dipping! Oh my god, so many flips! The only way that could get any more better is if he flipped off flipped off the guy from earlier. Now we got multiple flips and multiple
Jack, I've got
definitions.
some important news.
Yes?
The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the virtuous mission.
Virtual mission.
No, the virtuous mission. The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous mission. Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago, a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles.
There we go.
His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB-754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov. Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin into orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket. After Gagarin's flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story, so why'd he want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his own creations.
Afraid? Went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the West. We used a mole to get the family out first, and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then
Indeed.
what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted, and we checked him into a hospital in West Berlin. It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yep.
October the 16th, 1962, President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba, and so the world avoided a nuclear holocaust. But in order to get the Soviets to pull their missiles out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov.
Oh, minus
They
that.
wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea. We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's off out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight. Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes. He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So
it doesn't-
what
it
kind
looks
of weapon
fine
is it?
on
Something to do with space
stream, but
rockets?
on TV, it looks a little weird.
Missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No. According to our intelligence, he's in Selinoyarsk, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin Cliffs. Nice name for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us. In the Soviet mountains, ensure the safety of Sokolov and bring him back to the west. If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis. The clock is ticking. Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery point. A recovery balloon will be dropped at that point. Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat-proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talon?
She's equipped with 2 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as 2...
Your own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Right back for lunch.
Home in time for dinner.
Never mind.
But if anything goes wrong, you'll be eating dinner, breakfast, and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
Right. Here we go. back. Man. Right. All right. Just so weird. Yeah. Camera angle's so different now. And you guys can talk about dive. Nice. That's great. Yes?
Do you copy? You're already on out. We'll be using code names to refer to each other. Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
Well, you've eaten one before, haven't you?
Well, yeah.
In survival training.
But no, yeah,
I'm
but not
glad
because
to hear that.
But not
I
because I
don't know if
want
I'd
to.
ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom. Oh, and Snake,
Yeah,
the crew isn't watching anymore. You can take off the disguise now.
good idea. This isn't right. Time for the snake to shed his skin.
All right, and to take off the goofy mask. It is unfortunate though because well, damn you. Ask into nature. The god rays are just touching Snake like that. Okay, let's try that again.
Can you hear me, Major Tom? This is Snake. Kept you waiting, huh?
This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great. Now I see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No, there's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
Sure.
No problem. I can see it from here.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button. I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you.
Sure.
If you need to talk to me, use the send function. Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Yes, sir. Yeah, let's pretend that did not happen. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Right. Why does it look so weird, actually? It was not like this before. Hold on a second. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, there we go. It's fixed. I don't know what happened. I mean, hey, it's fixed, so it's not that big of an issue anymore, but still. Weird. Yeah. I mean, the contrast might be a little blown out of proportion, but still, at least it's fixed. There we go. That looks a little better. All right. Now, where were we? Okay, well, there's the bag. There we go. We got the bag. Yes, hello.
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right. Survival is fundamental to this mission. After you've been out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly.
Yeah, there's more management.
Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out.
Basically a mix of
To recover
stealth
lost
and survival.
stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun.
Why?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger-happy with it.
Damn it.
The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Yours.
Solo covert actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too. Your presence in enemy territory is already a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word.
I should be called Ghost.
There'll be no rescue if you're captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead.
Okay.
So how do I come back to life?
Just take the revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Nope.
Correct. The mission rests in team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time, survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She.
Gee.
Hello, Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to
Why,
meet
hello
you.
there.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
And they call you Jack for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking, but I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive. My frequency is 145.73.
7-3. Gotcha.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data.
Sweet.
Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
Boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you?
Hey,
How
what's
many
up?
years has it been?
Boss?
That's right. It's me. Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been
So many
5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
Damn,
You've lost
Snake.
weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
That's real,
What's that
though.
supposed
Look at
to
that.
mean?
Why'd you disappear on
any
me all of a
information.
sudden?
I was on a top secret mission. You didn't need me anymore.
But I did.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No,
Come
I
back,
taught
Mama.
you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could.
Neek, sure.
Neek's got a mother
But what
in
about how to
voice.
think like a soldier?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself. Listen to me, Jack. Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. And politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had
why?
nothing to do with you. I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret mission.
Why'd you leave me,
A soldier
Mama?
has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not his place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You are a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier. A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission. He has no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner, whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end. Do you know what it means?
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
Yep.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who
The
does?
people.
The times.
That too.
People's values change over
But yeah,
time.
mostly the people, though.
And so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think.
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
All right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your codename is Snake. It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes?
It's good to hear your voice again.
Same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle. Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC.
CQC.
Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember.
Yes, please.
After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
Where are you, boss? Next to the Major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
Sweet.
My frequency is 141.80.
141.
Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
Gotcha.
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
All right.
Snake, try to remember some of the
Oh God, it
basics
broke
of
again.
CQC.
I don't know why it happens. Badass.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
All right, one moment, guys. One moment. I think I realize what's going on. I think the HDMI cable is dying. Maybe. Okay, there we go. Nice. On. Good. I'm grooving. Okay, so active sonar. Sensor detects life forms with sound waves. Consumes battery power while used. An AP sensor. A revival pill, fake pill, cigar. Alright, we going. Swampland. Jesus Christ, it happens every time when the game loads or something.
Camouflage is an indispensable tool when you're sneaking through the jungle. To use camouflage, first press the Start button to go to the Survival viewer. Then select Camouflage and press the Enter button. Select Uniform to select Battle Fatigues, and Face to select Face Paint. Choose battle fatigues that match the surrounding environment. The most effective camouflage is attained by selecting fatigues that blend in with the environment. Camouflage patterns that stand out in your surroundings will attract attention.
Snake, be careful of that swamp.
What's dangerous about it?
It's a bottomless swamp.
A bottom?
To your body like tar. It will be impossible for you to swim. If you get swallowed by the bottomless swamp, you won't be able to escape on your own. Once you sink down to about head level, you'll be trapped for good. Make sure you get out before that happens.
So, I have to make sure I don't sink too far. Got it.
Snake, wait.
What?
There's more?
Yes.
What?
Crocodiles.
Crocodiles?
Yes.
Crocodiles. Like the reptile.
That's correct. More accurately, they're Indian gavials.
What are crocs doing deep in this forest?
You'll have to ask Paramedic about that one. Paramedic?
How did they get
Yes. The Indian gavial is a crocodile that originally lived in freshwater regions in India and Nepal.
Why are Indian crocodiles way
here?
up here?
They're captive crocodiles that were brought here for research purposes but escaped and became wild again.
here? Oh, great.
Indian gavials are large creatures. Adult males grow to use the tranquilizer gun.
Got it. So, how do they...
Taste? Yes, I did look into that. You know what they always say. Tastes like chicken.
Sounds delicious.
But be careful when capturing an Indian gavial. Normally they're cowardly creatures, but the ones in the forest there are belligerent. Apparently they attack humans.
What do you mean?
They weren't the direct subject of conducted nearby.
Huh. See. Okay, so we'll just have to navigate our way around here. I see you. I see you. Shit, man. The bullets are full. See something over there, but I don't know if I can grab it. Let's try it. Looks like I ended up getting a suppressor. Alright. Let me see. You are. Oh, don't need to cure anything. So yeah, let's go. Cute. Once at least get that snake I got, and bam.
I see you caught yourself a reticulated python.
Yep.
The reticulated python is said to be the longest snake in the world. Though they're not poisonous, they're still very dangerous, so be careful around them.
Sure.
They have a highly ferocious temperament, and they can swallow whole, even large animals like deer and pigs. Their most distinguishing feature is the mesh pattern of their scales. This pattern acts as a highly
Only how
effective
big is it,
natural
though?
camouflage. If you think there might be a reticulated python about, pay close attention to your surroundings. Otherwise, you could get bitten before you even know it's there.
Do they
Yeah,
taste good?
you heard me.
You're actually going to eat one.
Why else would I be asking?
Cannibal.
What was that?
Huh?
Nothing.
What do you-
Let's see what the
Bruh.
guide says. Ah, you're in luck. It says they taste pretty good.
Good. I can hardly wait.
Ugh.
Eesh. Here I am trying to eat snakes, and then here she is, just judging me. You go out and see if you can fend off it in the wild, like me. Bitch. Right.
Major. I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
Yes,
The Major
sir.
is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the Face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without
Like a
being
headless
noticed.
chicken.
You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the Camo Index. The Camo Index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the surrounding area. The higher the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
Hey.
What?
You don't see shit.
I'm just seeing things.
Gonna drag you over here. Hey! Look at that. Bullets, Grenada.
Huh? Who is that? Huh? Footsteps. Nobody here.
Huh? Who was that? Who's that?
Nope. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay. All right. Okay, there's one dude. And Nick, what's with that stupid smile, bro?
Huh? I hear something. There's nothing here.
I see you found a Yabloko Moloko.
Gesundheit.
Diablo.
Yamo,
What now?
Yamo what?
Yabloko
What'd you say about my mother?
Moloko. It's a
Like,
Russian
what'd you say
name
about
that
my mother?
roughly translates as milk apple. It's a type of star apple. The juice is thick and sweet, like milk, hence the name. And if you cut one in half lengthwise, you'll see a star-shaped ring radiating out from the center.
Hence the star apple.
Right. The star-shaped part has a gelatinous texture and is said to be especially tasty.
Sounds useful.
You're welcome.
For once.
Did you
once?
say something?
No, back to the mission.
Do. Like, no, I didn't say anything. Oh, that's what the bees are. Wonder if.
What's wrong?
You. All right. Medic.
I see you've got yourself a Baltic hornet's nest. Baltic hornets are a variety of hornets that inhabit that area.
Yep.
The difference between them and other hornets is that they produce honey in their nests. Inside the nests are larvae, pupa, and adults. You can eat them all. In particular, the honey you find inside the nest is delicious and full of nutrients. It's easy to digest and helps pep you up when you're feeling tired. In short, it's the perfect survival food. Honey can also be used as a burn ointment. When honey is applied to a burn, it creates a protective coating over the skin. When you knock down a hornet's nest, a burn ointment will appear along with it, so don't forget to pick it up.
Okay, sure.
Of course, the hornets aren't going to give up their nest without a fight. If you knock a nest down, a large swarm of hornets will come flying out, so be careful.
So you obviously pin it on the other guy, or at least try to.
Snake, that area should be inhabited by tree frogs. The tree frog is a green frog that's found throughout Asia. It's arboreal, spending most of its time in shrubs and bushes. Use the tranquilizer gun to catch one alive. I bet you could scare an enemy good if you toss one at him.
Yeah.
But the tree frogs that live in that jungle are a lot bigger than ordinary tree frogs.
They've got an appetite, huh?
You've got a one-track mind, don't you?
No.
But seriously,
taste like?
that is one theory. However, there are people who think it's a mutation caused by nuclear testing and waste from the research facility.
Do you think they're safe to eat?
Is that all you ever think about?
What else is there?
Lots.
Like what?
It's a temporary phenomenon created by a unique environment or a permanent mark of evolution, or a product of the toxic waste coming out of the research
I
facility.
don't care.
If it is the
I don't
waste that's
care.
causing it,
I mean,
then it
look
means
at me. I'm
humans
in
are
the middle of
interfering
a
with the
jungle.
ecosystem.
All you
It really makes you think about the changing relationship between...
This
knife
isn't interesting.
and a
Oh,
dream.
fine. Be that way.
So, how
So,
about it?
come on.
You mean, is it edible?
Probably.
I don't know. The guide doesn't say anything.
Pretty useless guide, if you ask me.
Well, try one for dinner and you can help improve it.
Fine. I'll be your guinea pig. Oh God, that would have been so dangerous. Oh, come on. Off you go. Never mind. Hey, who's that? Okay, well, I'll take care of that. Get the hell out of here before things get worse. Here I was trying to get a friggin' mushroom, and then this man just interrupts that. They interrupted shroom time.
I see you found some Siberian inkcap mushrooms. The Siberian inkcap is a mushroom from the inkcap family. Its life cycle is transitory. As soon as the spores mature, the cap starts to turn black, liquefy, and melt away.
And that's why they call it an ink cap?
That's right. It doesn't really turn to liquid, but you get the idea. In its immature state, before it melts away, it's valued as a source of food. Just be sure not to eat them while you're drinking alcohol.
Why's that?
Ink caps contain coprin, which inhibits the function of aldehyde dehydrogenase. This prevents the body from breaking down alcohol, causing a buildup of acetaldehyde.
Meaning?
Meaning it will give you the hangover from hell.
Of a mission?
Wouldn't you?
Hell no.
Well, I'm knocking a shot back now.
What?
But
Just teasing you.
I don't like you.
Oh, come on. Where's your sense of humor?
I need a drink.
You are not nice. Hold on. So let me go and if I can. That's the wrong one. Okay, no cure necessary. Siberian ink cap. Taste unknown, but said to be edible. So yeah, let's go try that out then.
Disgusting.
Well, at least I managed to get some stamina out of that one, so that's good. Just get some calorie meat out of that. Thanks, I guess. Esmet. Alright, so here we are.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump.
Well, that's not nice. Oh, let's check
I
this
can't
out.
see Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
Yeah.
You mean there's more?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood.
I'll get it.
Beginning my approach to the target.
Someone is top right. M37. 12 gauge shotgun. Oh my god. I don't think I have any ammo, do I? Oh, I got some ammo, actually. Yeah, I got some ammo. Never mind then.
Huh? Who's that? Huh? Who's that? Who's that? Radio! Where's our backup?
This is HQ.
That's it.
Reinforcements.
Did you hear something? I hear something.
No, there isn't. Yeah, go there. Meantime, let me just go and heal up really.
so great.
I've been lied to.
Tasty.
I see. HQ.
This is HQ.
Patrol here. We've lost sight of the enemy. Commence alert formation.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
The rats. Our rats. Alright, medic.
I see you caught yourself a rat.
Yes, I got a rat.
The rats in that area are the descendants of wild Norway rats that were domesticated by humans as pets and lab animals. They're not poisonous, and I don't think they'll
I'm concerned about
attack
the fact
you,
that rats are
but
being
they're
kept
quick
as
little
pets.
creatures, so you might have a hard time catching one.
I just caught one.
Uh-huh. So how do they
Yeah.
taste?
Snake,
What?
Come on.
they're rats.
I know what they are.
I know what
Do
they
taste
are.
okay?
Do they taste okay?
The guide says they're not that bad.
Good enough for me.
Ugh.
What? You got a problem, lady? You got a problem with that? I don't see you giving me, like, more food to eat. Get back here, rat. Mine. I can't believe it. Why would she have a... Why is she disgusted by the fact that I'm eating these rats and snakes and all that? Why? Why does she have a problem with that? She would certainly find a way to give me more, like, give me better food to eat. All the government ever gave me was just calorie mates, a knife, a gun, and a dream. That's all they ever did. But no, they gotta. But no, you're disgusted by the fact that I have to eat. That I have to eat like wild things. You for real? I don't know what to tell you. I do not know. At least I'm healing up little by little. Alright, well, I guess since we have some time to kill, we're getting rid of the Hey, how's it going, Emil? How's it going? Nice of you to drop by. I'm currently, running away from security because, well, I may or may not have, disturbed the people of, Russia. So, yeah, here I am, just under the floorboards. Just hiding away from a bunch of people. Anyway, yeah, just woke up. Anyway, good morning. Morning, evening, afternoon, and all that. So here I am, just stuck on the floorboards. And, I got some bad news. What's up? terabyte hard drive started clicking and disappearing. Oh god. Oh no. That's not good. Most likely then it's going to be like dead soon. There we go.
This is HQ.
I'm afraid it could stop working if I use it. My music is there.
Understood. Return to your position.
In that case, then... Have you tried transferring over the files temporarily, at least? Ladies and gentlemen, this is about as close as I can get to a dungeon crawler. Go the other way, buddy. The other way. Tried, but... Put a lot of stuff on that hard drive. See. And it put a lot of stuff on that hard drive, and it can't exactly remove it. Damn. The previous hard drive getting fried, so I don't want to read it. Oh, I see now. Okay.
Are you one of Volgin's men? You'll never get it from me.
Relax.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Perhaps.
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word. But we've got no time for this. You have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of GRU. You in the West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt? Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of Zago. Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Yep.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU.
Isn't there a
He
way
has
to
control over
transfer
another
your
secret weapons
hard
research
drive
facility
to
much like this
another
one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design
I mean,
Bureau,
I'm not
and is
saying-
using
I mean,
it to further his plans.
I could be stupid because
But
I'm
that
not
is
really
not
like
enough
that
to
privy into
satisfy
like
him. Now
the
he's plotting to
computer
seize the
into,
secret
like,
weapon I have been developing here
parts or
and
anything
use
like
it
that,
as
but
leverage in his bid
you
for
should be able
power.
to transfer it over from one to the other, couldn't you?
The intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me. Even if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem. But you must get me out of here before then.
Leave it to me.
Yeah, we'll do the best we can.
By the way, your Russian is superb. Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so? America is
context.
truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts.
No. I have no love for this place. Let's go.
All right. Get the hell out of here then. First, I need to make a call.
Major, this is Snake. Sokolov is safe with me. He's doing fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll...
There was no other way. But no one will know we were involved.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
All right, let's get him out of here. Breathe. Any tips? I wouldn't know, honestly. Like, other than trying to see if you could transfer over like your stuff into a USB, or hell, even like here. I also have this one thing over here. If you aren't able to find a USB like period, you can try to see if you can get one of these. It's a what do you call it? A USB adapter. That so that way you can store like a bunch of like that way if you have like, let's say an SD card or a mini SD, you could just you can just put them onto these slots, and then you can get yourself a big enough storage capacity so you could transfer over like all that into this. That's like one of the only few things I could think of. And you could probably get yourself a cheap enough
So this
storage,
is the legendary boss.
like a cheap enough like USB or mini SD card just to like store enough that has like enough storage space to transfer over like as much as possible.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. What's a GRU
Basically
soldier
something
doing
like
here?
this, right? Yeah, basically something like this. This one's like a 5 terabyte a portable hard drive. Now, with that said, it's branded for Xbox, but I don't use it for Xbox. I actually, like, funny enough, I actually use this for
He's the
recording
Ocelot
footage
commander.
for a bunch of games here.
That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Yeah, you can definitely try to do that. You can just transfer over
Sokolov is ours.
like any data that you
Get
have,
outta
like
here.
from your like hard drive on your
never
computer.
lets his
to your
prey
list.
escape.
It's a temporary
What?
solution, but it's probably better just to have that than none at all. What's with that gangster sideways? Damn. Okay. I didn't know Ocelot was like that. Okay. Ocelot's from the hood. Oh shit. Ocelot's got a gat. Real gangster shit. Cold-blooded. Move it.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if it is for the GRU.
Sokolov, take cover.
Who are you, you friggin' weirdo?
You're not the boss, are you?
GRU operatives!
What's with the cat call, man?
What is that stance? That gun. If you're not the boss,
Yeah.
then die.
Yep, well, take him down.
Major,
No, don't run.
leave it. Shoot the other one. Whoa!
Shit. Too loud. I got a trick and I'm not afraid to use it. Hey. No, covered you, you dweeb.
Impossible. You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do. But testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
You filthy American dog!
Enough out of you.
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yep. Good. Rest easy. We'll see you later. You'll somehow end up being one of the best parts of the game. Right.
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov, too. Apparently, they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov. Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
Sokolov was being guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
We're counting on you.
Right. Let's go get it. Wait. Can I just... Yeah. I got a mouse trap. Of all things to get out of him, why a mouse trap? A damn dirty rat. Right, so let's go get it. Let's go get him. Let's go get the damn guy. Nope. All right. Chase after him. Hey, you.
You okay? Those men were from the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes. The best GRU has to offer.
Great.
They're coming for me.
I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask.
What?
Look.
That's what they were making you build?
Yes. The Shagohod. The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBMs.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain?
Oh, yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo. Is that thing finished?
No. This is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
Phase 2.
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War?
Yes. And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
A world war.
I had no choice but to cooperate. I didn't want to die. I wanted to see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America, quickly.
Try to.
They cannot complete it without my help.
Got it.
All right, if you say so. Get the hell out of here. Just don't look down. You're good. You're good. You're good. I'm seeing ghosts. What is this? Hey, right, boss. You joining in on the fun too?
Boss?
Hi, bro. What's up? Those rockets?
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Hey, heck off.
Hornets.
There he goes. The bees. Damn. Looks like you had a bad day.
My friends, let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
We will fight with you once more. Welcome back, boss.
Hey.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself. It's raining blood.
Hey, that's a song.
Is he crying?
There he is.
Kuwabara, Kuwabara.
Hey, that's a character from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Ah, what a joyful scene.
What?
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
Boss, what is this?
Where's he?
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads.
What the hell?
These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who
Boss,
is he?
why?
Another one of your disciples? Are we taking him with us?
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras. He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What you mean?
What are you talking about?
Think you can pull the trigger?
Well, even if I could, there's not even a real gun.
Huh?
Mom!
He's seen my face.
Kill her.
We can't let him live. If Khrushchev...
Wolverine.
He must die.
Wait. He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him. Jack, you can't come with us.
You messed up my arm, lady. How can I trust you after that? I got a bit of a boo-boo. Mama.
The new blood has been rejected.
You know, I won't lie though. Oh shit. The boss having this kind of hairstyle without the bandana.
Now onto Sokolov's research facility.
Shagohod is ours.
Look at it. Looks great.
Drift away. My place is with them now.
Man. There we go. Ow. Go on.
Snake, can you hear me?
Yes, hello. Hello.
Yeah. Just barely.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move? You've got to get those wounds treated. Hang in there. All right, let's get you fixed up. Paramedic?
Okay, Snake. Just relax and it'll all be over before you know it.
Help.
Stay with me. I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
No. You need to come over here and kiss it, my boo-boo for me.
The boss. She's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay, here we go. First, open the survival viewer with the start button. If you select cure, you can start the treatment. Healing is divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the weapon window button. Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone and lacerations on your upper arms, right elbow, and abdomen. They need to be fixed using surgical treatment. Move the healing cursor with the left stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window button and use the left stick to select the medical item and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use items to help your recovery process. To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages. That should do it. For lacerations, you'll need disinfectant to clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and bandages to wrap the wound. If you do everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely. Understood?
Right. Yeah.
Stay with me. Go into the survival viewer and treat those wounds.
Yes, ma'am. Man, I'm dead. Alright, so let's go ahead and heal up, or at least try to heal up as much as possible. Go ahead, yeah, cut over here, condition. So suffering from a deep cut, bleeding, no bandage applied, not yet disinfected. So we need a disinfectant of some venom poisoning, food, treating colds, and then stomach aches. And then no bandage applied. Go. There we go. So broken bone. No bandage applied. Bone fractured. Okay. Yeah, bone fracture, no bandage. Cut. Bleeding, no damage, bandage. Okay. There's another one over here. There we go. Healed up as much as we could. Yeesh. This will have to do for now.
Good job, Snake.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon.
Thanks.
Can you set it up?
Thanks, I guess. One moment, guys. There goes the Shagohod.
Shagohod.
Yeah, not as exciting as
Metal Gear.
Help me, Mom. I'm hurt. Why'd you leave it to die, Mama? I wanted to open his presents early. He was on the naughty list multiple times. I could tell.
Excellent. A great success. Thanks to the boss and her Cobras, I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
She looks pretty.
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her. Not so fast, my dear.
What? That's lipstick.
A kiss of death.
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her.
Shall we take her back to the base?
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Colonel, even if they are our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Who are you?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!
I want to try out my Christmas present. I'm going to try it now. Wow. Save? Yeah. Well, it has been a while since I saved, so yeah, we should go and do that. In fact, I don't remember saving at all. Yep. Here it comes. The best parts.
What a thrill.
Honestly, I don't care if this scene gets copyrighted. I'm playing this. I don't care.
What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart. But you're so supreme.
Honestly, though, this opening theme alone, it just solidifies how great this song really is. Like, seriously. Just fantastic. 1 week later.
Currently flying over the Arctic Ocean, altitude 30,000 feet, approaching Soviet airspace. Arriving at the designated drone launch point. Drone oil pressure and voltage are nominal. Payload oxygen supply is nominal. Power supply to payload anti-free systems shows no problems. No gusts. All systems go for drone detachment.
Snake, we can't risk a halo jump this time around.
Fair enough.
Airspace security has gotten tighter since we were last here. We can't get as close to the ground as we did during the Virtuous mission. So instead, we'll be using one of our newest weapons. Snake, you're being given an honor on par with Alan Shepard. This is our last chance. Show your patriotism. If you fail, you'll be back in a hospital bed again, waiting for the firing squad. So how does it feel to be a patient in one of the most advanced ICUs in the world?
Would you do me a favor and tell the suits about visiting hours? I'll never get better with them assaulting me day and night with their questions.
Must be part of the top brass's inquiry.
More like an interrogation. According to them,
They're just looking for a scapegoat.
Does that mean they're after you, too?
Let's just say neither one of us is going to be made a national hero out of this.
Does this mean Fox is going to die?
No. This Fox is still one step ahead of the Hounds. The reason I came to see you today, Jack, it's time for Fox to clear its name.
What are you talking about?
The situation has changed. We've still got a chance to come out of this one alive.
Yeah, what kind of chance?
Don't get too excited. Here, have a cigar. It's Cuban.
Thanks.
This morning, I had a meeting with the CIA.
They decided when they're going to execute us?
No.
No.
Something even bigger. Yesterday, the White House received an unexpected call.
President Johnson?
Yes?
Yes, I hear you, Mr. Chairman.
It was a hotline call from Khrushchev to President Johnson.
From the head of the Soviet Union?
That's right.
A few days ago, one of our country's main design bureaus, OKB 754, was destroyed in a nuclear explosion. At about the same time, our anti-aircraft radar picked up a signature that appeared to come from one of your military aircraft. Does any of this sound familiar to you? In retaliation, I have placed our armed forces no choice but to order the military to maximum alert and unleash Armageddon. With the help of your predecessor, I was able to survive the Cuban incident. But my power is not as great as it once was. If I am to survive this crisis, I must have your full cooperation.
One of our soldiers defected to your country a week ago.
It sounds like he's trying to
So you
pinch
haven't
his
heard
nose
that.
while trying to talk.
The man who arranged the defection was a GRU colonel by the name of Yevgeny Borosovich Volgin.
Volgin, of the Brezhnev faction. Go on. Who is the soldier?
Her name is the Boss. She's a living legend. During World War II, she was the one who led us to victory in that war. In Russia, you know her as Voyevoda.
You mean the boss?
The boss.
The mother of your special forces?
Yes, that's the one. And she took 2 miniature nuclear shells along with her.
The boss took 2 miniature nuclear shells.
I'm afraid so. I believe they were a gift for her new hosts. The Davy Crockett Atomic Battle Group delivery system was completed 2 years ago. But serious problems were found with the launcher's range and precision. Although they were mass-produced, they've never been deployed in battle.
But Sokolov's research facility was completely wiped out. The whole area is polluted.
I can only offer you my deepest condolences over this terrible tragedy.
So, the boss,
Like a more-
with Colonel
sounds like a more
Volgin's help,
southern
stole
Obama.
2 experimental nuclear shells and took them with her as gift when she defected. Then, shortly thereafter, Sokolov's design lab, a top-secret military research facility, was destroyed by one of these weapons. Am I right so far?
Yes, that's correct.
And the American government denies any involvement in the affair. Is that right as well?
That's correct. We were not involved in any way.
Then what was a U.S. military aircraft doing on our radar screen? It was clearly in violation of our airspace. And yet you say it was not acting under your orders.
That's correct.
You expect me to believe that this was all the work of a single soldier?
Right.
I don't know what else to tell you.
The Army insists that this is all a ploy on your part.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Our government had nothing to do with it.
And I would since the Cuban incident. I will need some kind of proof that this was not the action of the American government. You have 1 week. You must catch the boss yourselves and recover the remaining nuclear device. Then, you must find some way to prove your innocence.
Prove our innocence?
What makes you say that?
Preferably something painful. Prove to me that this is not merely another one of your tricks.
The boss should be close to Colonel Volgin. How about a little co-action?
I would not expect too much if I were you. The political situation here is unstable. And Colonel Volgin is a member of the Brezhnev faction, which seeks to topple my government. 1 week. You have only 1 week. And if it is not too much to ask, do something about Volgin as well.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It means nothing. Call it a modest gentleman's agreement to ensure our continued relationship.
What if we can't prove our innocence?
Die.
Then I will be unable to restrain the military. I will be ousted, and they will seek their revenge.
A nuclear attack on the United States?
I leave the disposal of this situation entirely to your discretion, Mr. President.
Better choose the right path.
If you fail, it will mean the beginning of a new world war.
To put it simply, in order to avoid a full-scale nuclear conflict, we have to prove that America was not involved in that explosion.
And eliminating the boss ourselves will prove America's innocence?
Right.
Precisely.
The higher-ups have decided that you're the only one capable of pulling this off. You were her last apprentice. Screw this one up, and we'll both be 6 feet under. There's no choice.
Damn it.
Are the Russians going to be helping us?
The KGB has promised to lend us one of their communications satellites so that you and I can talk to each other.
That's it?
They've also put us in touch with a couple of insiders.
Insiders?
There was a defection in September 1960. Do you remember it?
You mean the 2 NSA codebreakers who went over to the Soviet Union?
Precisely. Since then, they've apparently been training with the KGB for exactly this kind of situation. Their code names are Adam and Eva. I've been told that Adam has infiltrated Volgin's ranks. We've also arranged for him to provide you with an escape route. You'll need to rendezvous with him when you get there.
Thanks for Eva.
Control. Unidentified aircraft detected. Altitude 30,000 feet. It's fast. Estimated airspeed exceeding Mach 3. Bearing south. I'm about to lose it.
I lose it. I lost it. Ship around, damn it. Ow! My stuff again. Just a miracle he didn't hit against a tree. All right, well, contact the higher up.
This is Snake. Do you read me?
Loud and clear. Glad to see you landed safely.
I got blown pretty far off target.
Snake,
Like God
let's
knows
go
where
over
I
your
am
mission
now.
objectives one more time. Rescue Sokolov. Find out what's happened to the Shagohod, then destroy it. And finally, eliminate the boss.
Eliminate?
Snake Eater.
Because I'll be taking on the boss in our Cobra unit, right?
Don't forget about Colonel Volgin.
I'm not a hired killer.
I know, but that was the Kremlin's demand.
Demand? You mean it wasn't just a request? What's it to us if the Khrushchev regime is threatened by the Colonel and his faction?
If supporting the current regime helps us avoid a nuclear exchange, then that's what we'll do.
And what did the... Roger that, Major Tom.
Hold on, Snake.
What now?
I'm changing my codename. It turns out Tom wasn't the most auspicious choice.
What do you mean?
Well, the truth is, when I chose my codename, I picked the wrong one.
The wrong one?
What do you mean the wrong one?
Did you ever see the movie The Great Escape? It came out last year.
Oh, must have missed that one.
Anyway, it's based on a true story about prisoners who escape, but the Nazis find 2 of the tunnels before they're finished. The prisoners succeed in escaping by using the last remaining tunnel. The names of those 3 tunnels were Dick, Harry, and Tom.
I get it. You used the name of the tunnel they escaped in as your code name because you thought it would bring you good luck.
Yes, that's exactly right. At least, that was the plan.
But?
But I got the name wrong. The one they escaped in was Harry. Tom was one of the unlucky tunnels. Again, just to make sure. In fact, I even ordered the actual film from the movie company.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like the greatest name to use. So what should I call you?
You know, let's just use Zero, like we've been doing all along.
All right, then. Major Zero it is. We'll start over from square one.
From square zero. My frequency is 140.85. Oh, I almost forgot. Paramedic is with us again on this mission.
Oh, joy.
Is this her last chance, too?
If we fail, she'll have her medical license revoked. It's more or less the same kind of fate.
Is that right?
Her frequency is the same as during the Virtuous mission. 145.73.
Well, not necessarily like facing death.
She'll be recording your mission data as well, just like the last time. That frequency is also the same. 140.96.
Nice.
And there's one more person on your support team. His name is Mr. Sigint. He's an expert on the latest in weapons and equipment technology.
Sweet.
You'll be going up against some of the world's most advanced weaponry when you infiltrate the research facility. If you have any questions, just ask him. His frequency is 148.41.
Do we see him?
Mr. Sigint. Got it.
Adam, your KGB contact, is waiting for you at the abandoned factory up ahead.
The same factory Sokolov was being held in last week.
Yes, meet up with Adam first. He's cleared the way for you to rescue Sokolov.
How will I know this Adam guy when I see him?
You'll know once you reach the factory. The whole area's been polluted by the fallout from that. The password is, "Who are the Patriots?" and Lali Lulelo.
Lali Lulelo.
Lulelo.
You've been equipped with a 45 for this mission. Be careful, it's noisy.
I thought standard Fox procedure was procure on-site weapons acquisition.
The circumstances are different this time. You're now on an official mission for the United States government. It would be necessary to make your presence known to a certain extent.
Yeesh.
To the Khrushchev regime, at the very least.
So go in loud
But
and
remember,
dumb.
This is still a sneaking mission.
Damn it.
Snake, if you fail this mission, it will mean an all-out nuclear war. Keep that in mind and proceed with extreme caution.
Understood. Commencing Operation Snake Eater.
All right. Okay, and we don't need anything to like cure. It's too bad I don't have my shotgun anymore. That kind of sucks. All I got is the directional mic, stun grenade, an M1. Yeah, a 1911. A knife. All right. Okay. Now, I do want to talk to some of these, well, at least to Siggins. He's new.
Paramedic.
Yeah, what's up?
Snake, it's so good to hear from you again.
Same here. It's been a week, hasn't it?
Hospital. You were still unconscious, though.
Then you must have seen me naked.
Yeah, but you were all wrapped up in bandages and tubes, so I couldn't do anything but look.
Gee.
Better luck next time.
Let's hope so. But seriously, don't forget that you were like that until just yesterday. In fact, you really shouldn't even be on this mission. Keep an eye on your stamina gauge. If you start to run low, don't push yourself. Eat self-hurt. If you're wounded or get bitten by a venomous animal, go into the survival viewer immediately and treat yourself using Cure.
All right.
Yeah. I can see you still know how to nag.
You're welcome.
He's just looking out for you.
And I can see you still don't know when to keep your mouth shut.
Maybe so. By the way, I heard you're going to lose your medical license if this mission fails.
Yes, there was talk of that, but the mission won't fail, will it?
Of course not.
Good. I believe in you. But you know what? I really don't care about my
operation?
No, I volunteered.
Why?
So that I could watch over you.
Huh.
Snake, you're the best agent I've ever seen. But you push yourself too hard. You're reckless. Someone has to stop you from getting into trouble, to make sure you and the boss don't kill each other. So that's why I volunteered. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better guardian angel than me, right?
I suppose.
Thanks.
Stop right there.
Huh?
What?
You can thank me when you get back.
All right.
All right, and then Siggins.
Yo! You're Snake, aren't you?
Maybe.
And you're Sigint?
None other.
I heard that you're an expert on weapons, equipment, and cutting-edge technology.
Close.
Huh?
I am the expert on weapons, equipment, and cutting-edge technology. I'm the guy that designed your trank gun, active sonar, and motion detector. If you want to know anything about weapons or equipment you find in the field, just send me a message and ask. Later.
Damn, that's quick. So in that case then...
Sounds like the Cobra unit's members' names came from the specific emotions they each carry into battle.
Emotions?
Yeah. For unbearable torment, the pain. For true oblivion, the end. For infinite rage, the fury. For absolute terror, the fear.
The fear.
And for unsurpassed bliss, the joy.
The joy?
It's another name for the boss, because of the joy she feels in battle. Sorrow and joy. They say there couldn't have been a more perfect pair.
I see. All right. So in this case, hold on a second, because it is around 6:00 where I'm at right now. So I do want to save.
Saving the game, Snake?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Snake, you ever heard of Godzilla, King of Monsters?
Yep.
No, what is it?
It's a
Snake, what the
movie.
hell?
You haven't seen it?
Nope.
It's about this monster called Godzilla, who grows to an enormous size in a nuclear test and goes on a rampage in Tokyo.
Nuclear test, huh? Then the Marshall Islands must be crawling with giant monsters right about now.
It's just make-believe.
What?
Maybe that's why my pants have been so tight lately.
What the?
Snake, it's a movie, not a report out of Los Alamos.
I know.
Nay.
So then what happened?
Godzilla is immune
keep
to
your
all
snake in
weapons,
control,
and humanity
Snake.
has no way to
Jesus
stop
Christ.
the monster. Dr. Shirazawa develops a new type of weapon, but meanwhile, Godzilla is getting closer and closer to Tokyo, obliterating everything in its path. It was originally a Japanese movie, but they made an American version, too. I recommend seeing the original Japanese one if you ever get the chance. It's mostly mindless fun, but it's also got a serious anti-nuke message as well.
Where can I see the original?
You'll just have to go to Japan.
Really? That's too bad.
Well, if you wait 40 years, you might be able to see it in America, too.
Why's that?
2004 will be Godzilla's 50th birthday.
You think they're still going to be making Godzilla movies then?
Of course. Everybody loves Godzilla.
Yes.
You sure know a lot about
Yes,
movies.
they do.
I don't suppose you're the movie-watching type, are you?
Not really.
Movies can save your life. It's always good to be able to look at things from a different perspective when you get in a jam. That's the magic of movies.
No kidding. Well, I guess it might at least make a nice distraction.
He's a layman of this game.
That's the spirit, Snake. Have a little fun.
You know, that's the funny thing, actually, because she reminds me of my brother in the sense that she would talk about in the sense that he would talk about movies like a here and there. In fact, I think by this point he's already checking out a movie. Because here's the thing: whenever I do these streams, whenever I do like a lot of these streams, he would have a tendency to at least either catch a movie, catch a show, just to pass the time. And whenever he does that, he also does a bit of a write-up, just going over like what he's watched, how he feels about it, what does it compare to other movies, what sorts of awards, what sorts of like recognition it received, whether for good or bad, and yeah, you know, just listening to him and just talk about movies and shows, like the way he does is quite admirable. It's something that I really love seeing him do, because he's sharing his deep passion of movies to someone else, and I do commend that. His love, and here's the thing: I don't necessarily consider myself a film buff compared to my brother, but I do tend to catch a movie or two here and there. In fact, before I did streaming, I used to watch movies all the time. But ever since I've delved deeper into streaming, content creation, and such, the amount of time that I've spent watching movies is not as much compared to playing a lot of these games, whether in the form of trying to stream them online on the YouTube, on Twitch, and doing content creation, and then just recreationally, like not necessarily. Now, with that said, I do try to make the time in watching certain things here and there. Like, example, I'm just recently here's how behind I am with some of the films here and there. The last new movie I watched, well, the recent most movie that I've watched in the last 5 years or so, I think, was Joker. That's the last movie that I watched within. Well, I mean, I'd probably say like not necessarily like within the newest movie, because I have watched films like Avatar with Water, Oppenheimer, Barbie. I have seen those movies. It's just that I have like a bit of a backlog when trying to watch movies, and I also tend to go by recommendations here and there from my coworkers. Example, there was one movie in particular that I did end up watching, and that was called The Last Unicorn. And I was told that if I liked The Secret of Nim, which I definitely did, then you'll definitely like The Last Unicorn. And for what it's worth, The Last Unicorn to me is the best Breaking Bad film. As an animated movie in general, it's pretty good. It's good. Not as great as The Secret of Nymph, mind you, but it is good. It is a movie that's at least worth watching at least once. So I do tend to watch movies sometimes. It's just that by comparison to my brother and by comparison to video games, it's not by much. And also, again, Joker, I also watched that one a while, about at least within the last few weeks or so. And without spoiling anything, it's the scariest horror film I've ever watched. Just saying. Again, I won't spoil anything, but Joker is the scariest horror movie I've ever seen. or more scarier than any other horror film I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot. Anywho, though, so since we'll be ending the stream here, I thought that I could just do a bit of a pickup thing. Do another one of those retro, like, well, not necessarily retro, more like a couple games here and there that I picked up just today, actually. So here. So the first one isn't necessarily a game, but two things that I did end up picking up at some point because it is necessary, so to speak. Don't worry, I'm still here. I'm just trying to get this damn thing. Hang on. Kind of hard to get this out, though. I won't lie. Hold on a sec. Hope I don't break it by the... There we go. Okay, so I mentioned before that I did manage to get myself an N64. I did get that. And I also mentioned earlier that I did manage to get a EverDrive 64, which I did test out, and it's great. It's fantastic, even. I'd probably say that it's one of the best things to ever get if you ever want an N64. It's great. It's just fantastic all around. Now, with that said, though, unfortunately, with the research that I have done with the EverDrive, it's really good for the hardware that you do own. So when I did show off the N64, it still had the jumper pack that it had that it came with all N64s. So if I wanted to play something like, let's say, Donkey Kong 64 or Perfect Dark or Majora's Mask, I would need to get an expansion that I could play those games properly, because this is just a cartridge through and through. There's nothing. It's basically just like any other cartridge that you ever seen for the N64. There's nothing special about it. There's nothing else that's added other than the card slot. Other than the SD slot, and then this little port where you could just develop games on. That said, though, I did get it. I did get the expansion pack. It's not exactly cheap, but from where I got it, it's relatively cheaper compared to the other prices that I found on eBay. I believe I've seen prices that go upwards to $60, $80 sometimes. I managed to get this one for about $50, which it is still a lot, but relatively speaking, it's good enough. It's certainly good enough. And of course, when I did buy that, I also found out that, again, like I said, nothing special, so it behaves like any other cartridge. It saves on the cartridge when certain games do saves on that, but unfortunately, if you don't have a controller pack or a memory pack or anything like that, it's not going to function. You won't be able to save your game in that through the SD card method, or at least as far as I'm aware, you can't really do that. Again, I might need to do a little bit of testing, but just in case, I also ran to the same store and managed to get myself a controller pack as well. I'm sure it'll be useful, and like maybe in the long run it might not be that useful, but I'd rather just get this right now than never. So there's that. So at the moment, I'm more or less set with my N64, not just for the expansion pack, but also for the controller pack and the EverDrive. And I think the only thing that's missing now is just trying to see if I can find more controllers. And I have been looking into it online. I've been thinking about whether or not I should get an actual N64 controller, or perhaps look into one of those wireless controllers that I've been seeing around here and there that's compatible with the N64. So again, I'll need to do a little bit of research on that one before I take the plunge, but I'll definitely consider getting one of those at some point in the future. But that's not the only thing I did end up getting, though, because I also got several other games for the Xbox. A lot of them are... one of them is just for the original Xbox. 2 of them are for the 360. One, I never actually had the opportunity to play. Well, I actually did... Well, no, I lied. It's a game that I have tried out once in the past, with a catch, though, because that was on the PS2. And I don't... So, I never actually had this particular version at all. The past. So, this is the first time I'm ever actually holding this for this platform. Sonic Heroes. I've played this game at least once. With a friend's at a friend's place. And it was such a long time ago. I forgot exactly how this game actually played. But I guess I'll find out whenever the time comes. And yeah. Although there is a bit of a reason why I got this in the first place, and in time you'll find out why. But once more, that's not the only game I got, because there's also another game that I also managed to get as well. And this one's more important, if anything. And I finally managed to get a copy of this. Well, granted, they're not even that expensive to begin with. They are, fairly common. They're fairly easy to get. They are affordable, but I can finally say that I completed I now finally have a complete set. This is the game that I finally completed a set with. So, right now, as we speak, I finally got Project Gotham Racing's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All 4 games in my household. So, I definitely am set for that Project Gotham Racing retrospective. So that's definitely something I'll need to do at some point in the future. Again, though, the anime video does take priority, though, because all of you really love to see that one. And you know what? I don't blame you, because let's just say I may or may not have rewritten the script a little bit again. It's something that changes so much. It's just that every time that I do try to write something, it just ends up not being as satisfactory as I want it to be. I don't consider myself a perfectionist, but I do consider myself someone that looks at a script and says, is that really something I want to put out? So I do have a tendency to take a look at the script, read it, and then see if there's a vision. And so far, the script itself is something that I'm not particularly fond of. I might need to reconsider, consider rewriting the script a little bit, not too much, because I do see a structure. It's just only a matter of how exactly I'm going to execute that structure. But just so you know, I am actively working on it. And then there's another game that is actually Metal Gear related. I will admit that. And I have an interesting story on this one. Just slightly, not too much, but it is something that I am slightly interested, that I have a slight history with, in the sense that I played this game when I played the demo of this game when it was brand new, and for what it's worth, it felt a little weird. It felt really weird, especially after playing a set of those games back to back on the original series. So playing this when it was brand new felt way too weird for me. It was a really cool idea, But it was really weird. And, well, I suppose it was time for me. I suppose it was eventually time. If I played through a lot of these Metal Gear games, like from 1, 2, 3, and eventually if Konami ever releases the Volume 2 that includes Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots, then, well, I think it was, I believe it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when. Managed to snag a copy of Metal Gear Rising on 360. And I'm sure it's probably better on PC, but yeah, can't help myself. I just can't help myself. So yeah, that's more or less all that I managed to get for, like, just for the collection and all that. There's still some more games here and there that I am actively trying to look for in terms of the systems that I do have for, you know, for whether it's on the Xbox, the Wii, or anything like that. But so far, I'm actually pretty happy with what I did end up with. So I'm gonna try to see if I can test those games later on, likely after the stream. But for now, tuning into the stream, we appreciate you coming on down, hanging out, and all that jazz. And on Wednesday, it ain't gonna be Genshin, but it is something that I've wanted to do for quite a bit, ever since I got the N64. So, if you've seen the poll, you might know what it is. So, till then, take care, guys.